Let's begin, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. My name is Israel Garcia Gallegos, and I am your teacher of English class. Welcome again to another class. Maybe this is the last class of the week. And today's new subject is about how much, how many, and how much time. Let's begin by singing the new lyric song in English in 3, 2, 1. If you're happy and you know it's time to dance. If you're happy and you know it's time to dance. If you're happy and you know it's time to dance, you have to show. If you're happy and you know it's time to dance. If you're happy and you know it's time to dance. If you're happy and you know it's time to feet. If you're happy and you know it's time to really have to show it. If you're happy and you know it's time to feet. If you're happy and you know it's alright. Alright! If you're happy and you know it's alright. Alright! If you're happy and you know it's time to really have to show it. If you're happy and you know it's alright. Alright! If you're happy and you know it's alright. Alright! You're happy and you know it's alright. Alright! You're happy and you know it's time to let you have to show. You're happy and you know it's alright. Alright! Alright, let's begin by using our attendance list. Example, Uriel. Uriel, can you stand up, please?
Stand up.
Do you have an idea when do we use how much? When do we use how much? For what? When there are so many things together? Can you give me an example? An example like what? One example is something that you cannot count. How much is when you buy for kilos or liters? Can you give me an example? When you buy for kilos and for liters. Can you give me a product in English?
Teacher, how do you say
What?
peso?
Peso? Money? Oh, the weight. Weight. Okay. Is when you want to buy rice, you want to buy soda, you want to buy honey, something that cannot count. That's when we use how much. Rice, coffee, sugar. For example, you want to buy sugar, the attendant of the store is going to sell you sugar by how much sugar do you want? 1 kilo, 2 kilos, or 3 kilos. Okay? Sit down. Next one. And let's go with the next list is Jair. Stand up, Jair. Can you give us an example when do we use how many? Watermelon is when you can count. When you say 1, 2, 3. Yeah, watermelon is a nice example. Another one? Watermelon. Can you give me another product? Yes, another one?
There we go. Same here.
Pineapple. Another one? Yes, another one? Mangoes. Yeah, you can count mangoes, you can count watermelons, and you can count papayas. Even you can count tables, you can count chairs, you can count laptops, you can count windows, doors. That is how many. Thank you very much. And the last one is going to be for number Jeremy. Can you stand up, please? Can you tell us an example? When do we use how much time? How much time is when you go outside of your house? You go to the store, you go to the cinema, you go to the park.
Park.
How much time? What does that mean? How much time to you? Is when you ask permission to your father or your mother that you're going outside, you're going to the store, to any place, and you want to spend maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, or 4 hours. Another example is when you go where? When do you ask permission? When?
Chef, let me scissors.
Can someone help her? When do you ask permission? Someone else? No? It's when you go somewhere, when you go to the store, to the park. Can you tell me places? Every time you ask permission, what places do you ask? The park? Another one?
Jair.
What? Silent. What? I cannot hear you. Okay, thank you anyway. Yes, how much time when we go outside the house, or maybe when you ask permission. But we are going to focus on some examples. If you go to the supermarket and then you are going to buy some things like ball, you are going to buy from me. Can you repeat? Can I have some balls, please? Repeat. Can I have some balls, please? I am going to say, how many balls do you want? 1, 2, 3, or 4. Okay. Next. Can you repeat? Can I have some pencils, please?
Can I have some pencils, please?
I am going to sell these pencils by how many pencils do you want? Do you want 1 pencil, 2 pencils, 3 pencils? How many? The next one. For example, let's go all the way over here. Is this for how much or how many?
How many? How many?
How many?
How much?
It's how much because we are going to be cutting the cake in pieces, and I'm going to give you a good piece on a plate. So it's how much cake do you want? This one is much or many?
How much?
Yeah, how much soda do you want? Do you want a glass of soda? What about this one? Much. How much milk do you want? You want a glass of milk? What about this one?
How many?
Okay, green beans, cherries. How much? Mushrooms. It's for how much? Grapes. Raspberries. Anyway, let's go about this one. What about this one? How many? How much? How much? How much? How many? 1, 2, 3. What about this one? How much? How many? And that's it. Another example is this one. I am going to show you another Alright, here we go. Let's check this out. This image is going to tell you if it is countable or uncountable. This means over here is coming the screen up. 1 second. As if you can read, this word says countable, and this one uncountable. This means you cannot count, and this just you can count. As you can see, we have a bun, sandwich, apples. You can count apples. You can count oranges. You can count a burger, fries, eggs, salad, vegetables, cookies, potatoes, tomatoes, etc. And uncountable, we have bread, fruits, juice, meat, rice, cereal, jam, milk, coffee, sugar. Remember sugar in coffee? Flour, salt, soup. This is uncountable, and we sell this in the store by using how much and how many. We use this for how many. And the last one, how much time, is when you ask permission. One example that I am going to give you is one second. Here we go. Alright, this is a normal question. Can I have some watermelons, please? And the attendant, what do you think the attendant is going to ask or is going to answer? Is going to answer how much or how many?
How many?
How many, okay? How many do you want? Yeah, how many do you want? That is going to be the answer. What about this one? This is number one, and let's go for number two. Can I have some rice? What's a rice? Rice is for how much do you want? Yeah, this one is for kilos, for liters, or ounces. And the last one, another one is number three. Hey, can I go to the cinema? Cinema, please, because I am going to be asking my dad and my mom. How much time is the answer? How much time? How much time are you taking there? Do not take more than 3 hours, just 2 hours. You have permission only 2 hours. Okay? And another example is going to be, 1 second. Hold on. Okay, I am going to give you now an exercise, and then you're gonna have to write how much, you're gonna have to write how many, and you're gonna have to write how much time after following this example. Okay? And fine.
Yep.
Fine.